Coffee and convo, y'all. Let's get it. Yo, salute to everybody already here in the building, man. You guys know what time it is. Welcome to the latest installment of Coffee and Convo. I am your host, Graphk Raider, man. Salute to the greatest chat in YouTube history. As always, man, make sure you guys wipe them feet. That means hit those likes, get those thumbs up around these parts. Also hit that subscribe button if you guys are not subscribed yet. We are trying to get to 30,000 subscribers. We cannot do that without any of you guys. Salute to the chat, man. Let me know real quick in the chat where you guys watching, what city, what state. Are you at work? Are you stuck in traffic? Are you at home? Are you at the side chick's house? Are you at the side chick's house? Are you at the side chick's house? Where are you watching this show at this morning? Salute to also everybody watching on Twitter. If you guys want to get involved in the chat, jump over to YouTube, OLV Raiders Network. Join the chat, man. Come rock with us. And salute to Green Dot Gang. I see Punchy. I see Hug. I see all my guys, 24. Come on, man. Raider Fool, Chris, all my people here in the building. And Stubbs. There we go right there. DeMarcus Webb, feet wiped in Northtown, Las Vegas. Salute to my guy, DeMarcus Webb. He's been here for many, many moons. Stubbs already gifting them, man. Salute to you gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. Salute to all the new members in the building because of my brother Stubbs. If you guys missed out on those 5 and you want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. Once again, that definitely helps us keep the lights on over here at OLV. A lot to talk about today, you guys. You know what Coffee and Convo is. These are your shows. I'm just here to engage with you guys, answer as many questions as possible. We'll go over a few articles, a few reports, a few rumors centered around our Raiders. But once again, Coffee and Convo is a show designed for the audience, the members, the non-members, the subscribers, the non-subscribers. Just make sure you guys get involved in the chat. Once again, this one is all about you guys. I need to start doing more Coffee and Convos during the week. Salute to Stubbs, my dog. Salute to Raider Bryce, man. Salute King. No, salute to you, King. Thank you for the $20 holla, man. My brother, I appreciate you. My dog popped in and hit me with a red zone special, man. My dogs, salute to the 20-piece, man. My guy, Raider Bryce. Salute to Balboa also on becoming a member. My brother, I believe you are a member already. You're probably just renewing. Salute to my guy. Duke, where's the flag? I see all my people here in the building, man. I just want to say salute to you guys. True Raider Podcast, all my people, man. Rod Gas, Mondo Reyes. Come on, man. You know how we do over here, man. That Coffee and Convo with that content. You already know. We're going to do a mock draft today, you guys. We're going to talk about, the latest centered around Shedeur and Cam Ward. I don't know if you guys got an opportunity to watch the interaction between those two guys at UNLV. They were out there getting a practicing, getting a nice little workout in. It was absolutely hilarious, man. I love the camaraderie that those two guys have. It's like a healthy family sibling rivalry. You know, you love to see that, man. And I seen it on full display at the Shrine Bowl as well on the sidelines. It's always fun to watch these kids, talk and joke and shoot the shit when honestly in another month and a half, 2 months, their lives are going to change forever as they enter the NFL draft. So it's going to be crazy, man. AC says, oh man, come on. You know how that shit go. You know how it go, man. Salute. Let me see. Reese says, Shedeur is an enterprise investment, way more marketable and professional than Cam. I don't know if a crazy guy like Carter validates him, helps, but he had a good point. So let's start there. Salute to my guy, Reese Rock. For those who didn't get opportunity to check out the Hall of Fame wide receiver, former Minnesota Viking Chris Carter. He was on Kay Adams' show, and he spoke about Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders. And you know, he's not here to say that these guys are generational guys. I think he said something like that, actually verbatim, that he's not here to call either one of these guys generational, but he does believe that the Raiders would be a good fit for both parties, whether it's Cam Ward or Shedeur. He did kind of say that Shedeur, he kind of liked him a little bit more because of the poise in the pocket, right? Talked about Tom Brady, talked about Pete Carroll, saying that he's one of his favorite coaches and that he thinks that Pete Carroll can turn this thing around in Las Vegas here in the next 2 to 3 years. I think he said 3. Don't quote me on that. But he did state that he would like to see Cam Ward or Shedeur go to a situation like Las Vegas where they have Tom Brady, Pete Carroll, and company in the building, because he thinks that that would pretty much unlock their full potential at the next level with a Hall of Fame type coach in Pete Carroll and a Hall of Fame quarterback in Tom Brady. So interesting to hear Chris Carter talk about that. You know, with Kay Adams, it's usually centered around kind of drama and rumors and stuff like that. But for to see Chris Carter state that the Raiders will be a phenomenal fit and that they both should be happy to both, either one of them, to go to the Raiders, speaks volumes of where we are headed and what direction we're heading in with Pete Carroll as the head coach, with Spytek at the general manager position, and Tom Brady in the fold as well. So you love to see it. I don't think, you know, in these last few years, didn't matter if it was AP, if it was Josh McDaniels, even Grew. We're starting to really gain a lot of respect around the NFL, and a lot of these Hall of Famers and these reporters and these podcasters is really starting to shine some light on this organization because of Tom Brady, Pete Carroll, and company in the building. So you love to see it. And I agree with him. I think that Vegas would be a phenomenal spot for either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. And honestly, I think that this would be a better fit for either one of those guys than any other team in front of us, including the Jets, who are drafting right after us. The Jets have been a quarterback hell. Tennessee has been quarterback hell. Cleveland has been quarterback hell. I mean, the Giants have been quarterback hell. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, those teams are kind of spiraling out of control, kind of going downward as the Raiders go out and get Pete Carroll and bring in Spytek and bring in Chip Kelly and look like we're heading upward. So I definitely agree with Chris Carter. I think that he hit the nail on the head. The Raiders would be a phenomenal fit for either Cam Ward or Shedeur Sanders. And they kind of joked at UNLV. I don't know if you guys seen the video, but it was funny that Cam was saying like, hey man, Pete's up there watching me. He here to watch me. Pretty much that's what he said. Like, he's here to watch me. You know what I mean? And for those who were, or for those who watched that video and got an opportunity to kind of check in on it, from what I was told, Pete Carroll was not in the building. So they were just kind of playing into it. They were at UNLV getting to practice, in which isn't a coincidence. They're in Vegas. I mean, but you know, around this time of the year, it is beautiful in Vegas. I know they'd rather be there than be in Boulder where it's snowing or anywhere in the Midwest. Vegas is like a melting pot for the summer. Phoenix, Vegas, Florida, so on and so forth. But from what I was told, you guys, Pete Carroll was not there. He was not in the building. So it sounded like Cam was trolling Shedeur, saying that Pete Carroll was there to watch him play. So if you guys get an opportunity, it's all over Twitter, it's all over Instagram, go check out the interaction between those two guys. Phenomenal content. Salute to Nav, man. I am stoked bringing all these badass OGs in that coaching staff. Rumors continue on. More staff coming. March 12th would be a whirlwind of cash flying around. I gave myself the 12th off. Nav, man, and pull up on me, brother. We will be here all day long. Every time that window opens for free agency, we're live for like 5 to 6 hours. So stay tuned, Nav. We will be here covering every minute of free agency as that window opens. Salute to my guy, Nav, man. Salute to Raider Pace in the building with a $5 special as well. Let's say Graham and both quarterbacks are gone and GT is sitting there. Do run heavy Carroll and Chip take him? I do believe so. And look, you guys, I'm not upset about that. This is a running back heavy class. And, you know, you don't want to have to take a running back there in the first round. But if some of those guys are off the board and GT's the best player available, take him. Take him. This is a kid that is a phenomenal talent, man. You know, I think he had the second second most productive season at the collegiate level as a running back. I think was somewhere like the second. This is a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal talent. I have no issue taking him at 6. If some of those guys, potentially if those quarterbacks are on your board, or if Graham is on your board, which he could go right before us at Jacksonville. They can use some interior, another presence on that D-line. I can see that. So I'm not against going to get Ashton Jeanty. We have more needs. I would look at Amarion Hampton in the second round. I would look at Trayvon Henderson, or one of those type of guys. There's a slew of guys in this draft. The Caleb Johnsons of the world, who's only going to start, his name is going to start being a lot more heard around NFL circles going into the combine. Caleb Johnson is a phenomenal athlete out of Iowa. But if he's there at 6, the thing is this: if we're really going to run the football, run that motherfucker. And if Pete Carroll thinks that Jeanty is the best running back there available in this draft, which 99.9% of people believe that Ashton is the best running back in this draft, that he's a generational type player, take him. Just make this team better, man. We cannot go into another year looking like the way we looked last year, Pace, where we had the worst ground game in the NFL. You know what I mean? So if Jeanty is the guy that you can believe that you believe can turn that thing around and get that thing rolling, is what it is, man. You have to be able to run the football in the NFL. Pete Carroll knows that. Tom Brady knows that. Spytech knows that. Chip Kelly knows that. And if Jeanty's there at 6 and some of those guys on their board are gone, take them. I wouldn't be upset about it, even though I preferably would take a running back in the second round, i.e. Hampton, Trayvon Henderson, Chip Kelly's guy, a Caleb Johnson, and so on and so forth. But I would not be against it. You know what I mean? That's not my first pick. I'd rather get a quarterback. You know what I mean? If he's not there, then maybe you can look at some other, spots at some other needy positions. Will Johnson could potentially be there at 6, and everybody looks at him as like the next Patrick Surtain, or potentially has that Patrick Surtain type potential. I'm not against that either. I just think that regardless of anything, you guys, we are going to leave with the phenomenal talent there at 6, as long as we don't reach for some type of player. And this is not the Mayock Gruden era. This is not the Josh McDaniels Ziegler era. This is Spytech, Pete Carroll, and Tom Brady era. So I trust these guys to get it done. So either way, regardless of who falls or who's there, the Will Johnsons, the Mason Grant, we're going to leave this draft with a phenomenal talent in the first round. And I'm excited about that. Salute to Louis G. Love the LA Raider hat, my G. Keep up that fire content. Salute to my guy, Louis G, man. Appreciate you, man. I had to rep my LA today. Got the judge on the other side. Had to rep my LA. When I was born, we were in LA. You know what I mean? So I was born an LA Raiders fan. So anytime I get a chance to wear some Los Angeles Raiders gear, I always try to pull it off, man. Salute to my guy, Louis G. Salute to Organic 31A Graphk. Hope all is well, bro. Have you heard anything on Moehrig lately? I mean, look, you're going to hear a bunch of rumors, right? There's potentially an NFC West team, I believe, that's out there that's going to be interested in him. I heard the Colts. I heard a bunch of other teams that may be, interested in him. Right now, it's all smoke and mirrors, Organic. We don't know what the hell is going to happen here in the next few weeks leading up to the free agency window. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. We really don't know. If I'm a betting man, I think that Moehrig sticks around in Las Vegas. Spytech said it himself a year ago on some podcast. I just watched it when he was there with Tampa Bay, that you don't allow, great talent to leave the building. And Moehrig had a phenomenal year for us last year. I want to see some more with him in coverage. You know what I mean? But if I'm a betting man, I think that he sticks around with Las Vegas. You know what I mean? I think his spot track market value is somewhere around $15 million. Hit him with a 3-4 year deal, keep him around. This is homegrown talent, former second round pick. We would have got him in the first if there wasn't a back injury and he kind of slid to the second round, which we took Alex Leatherwood in the first round. That's a whole nother conversation to be had. But I do believe that he'll stick around. I don't think that any other team is going to value Moehrig the way that we value him, especially with Patrick Graham coming back into the fold as the defensive coordinator. So I think he's going to stick around. But all this stuff, you're going to hear a lot of smoke. There's a few NFC teams that are interested in him. I've seen a bunch of teams being, so-called, a fit for him. But it's all smoke and mirrors until that free agency period opens up. Salute to Organic. Salute to Hug. I did hear our new scout, Craven. Yeah. You almost had me. Hug, you ain't shit, bro. Salute to my brother Hug. Salute to Vengeance, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network membership. Salute to my brother, man. I appreciate you, King, so much. Salute to all the new members in the building because of my guy Vengeance. If you guys missed out on those 5, hit the link. It's pinned up top. It definitely, once again, helps us keep the lights on over here. Hug, you ain't shit, man. You know I got to get my jokes in, boss. Don't fire me. Salute to my brother Hug, man. Get your ass in the gym, Hug. Get in the gym, Hug. You almost had me, though. See, now I got to read your supers and your stuff in the chat. I have to read it in my head before I even read it out loud because some of y'all ain't shit like Hug. Salute to my brother Jason Hunter in the building as well. My dog, appreciate you, brother. Salute to Richard Hardy. Graphk, is the smoke for Shedeur real? And we might have to go Howard in the 3rd and go BPA in 1 and 2. I don't think Dart will be there. Okay. We'll talk about Dart a little bit as well. Another guy that's rising up a lot of people's draft boards because this is such a quarterback thin class, right? I will be there in about a week or so, about a week and a few days at the combine with Stu. Salute to my brother Stuart Schweiger. I'm going to get a chance to actually look at, Jackson Dart out there, kind of watch him throw the football a little bit, go through his the underwear Olympics. You already know how this goes. I want to get a chance to really see what he does in person. I'm just not the biggest Jackson Dart fan, but he is starting to rise up a lot of people's draft boards. I do believe that he's going to end up being the 1st round pick because of how thin this class is. And if Shedeur and Cam go top 5, top 6, like most people assume they will be, there's going to be some other teams out there that can use another quarterback. It looks like the New Orleans Saints may be moving on, from Derek Carr. Do they believe that Spencer Rattler can be the guy? Does Kellen Moore think that he could be the guy? They may say, you know what, let's go get Jackson Dart. The Jets there at 7, I'm starting to hear a lot with them being tied to Jackson Dart because Aaron Rodgers is gone. I think they have Jordan Travis, right? And he's dealt with some injuries, came out of Florida State. They took him a year or so ago. They can use another quarterback. So Jackson, I think, is going to be a 1st round guy. He's going to be a 1st round guy. And yes, the Shedeur smoke is real, but this was interesting. I don't know if you guys got an opportunity to see this. This just dropped. Todd McShay, a guy that a lot of people respect, around NFL circles, NFL draft expert, so on and so forth. He's been around the game for many moons. And one of his recent episodes, the McShay Show, he has his own podcast. He talked about the Shedeur fit with the Raiders because a lot of these mock drafts, you guys have us connected to Shedeur. Most, Bucky. I can go a long list. The Athletic just had us trading up to 4 with New England from 6, getting Shedeur Sanders. A lot of people see the fit. A lot of people seem to think that Shedeur will go to the Raiders, whether that's at 6 or us moving up. This was interesting. Tom McShay said, this ain't show family. This is show business. Tom is a cutthroat man, speaking to Tom Brady. He's not drafting someone because he worked with them or mentored them. This is Tom's first major influence on a high draft pick in that organization. He does not want to miss on this. I repeat, this is Tom's first major influence on a draft pick in that organization. He does not want to miss on this, which is interesting. It's interesting, but I have to say that kind of goes both ways, Todd, in a sense, because you're coming into this as a minority owner and a guy that's going to be heavily involved, with personnel decisions and so on and so forth in a year where we need a quarterback. Minshew is going to be relieved of his duties. We'll move on from him. I think we say about $6-7 million in salary cap. So you can add that on to whatever tally it is. A lot of people have us at 100 million, 120, 90, 98, whatever it is. Add another 6-7 million with moving on from Minshew. But this is a big year for Tom Brady. And I think that's why, you guys, there's a lot of this Sam Darnold smoke. It's a lot of this Sam Darnold talk about him going to the Raiders in free agency, because coming off of a big year, very productive year in Minnesota where they went 13-4, I think it was 13-4 or 14-3, one of those. But yeah, he shit the bed the last week of the season. against the Lions. Yes, he shit the bed in the playoffs against the Rams. It didn't end the way they wanted to end, but I do believe that there is real smoke around Sam Darnold, you guys. And I do believe that if we do try to bring him in, if Minnesota doesn't stick with him and they go with JJ McCarthy, we will be looking at potentially a Sam Darnold 3-4 year deal, somewhere in that $35 to $40 million range. It's just, I got to be honest here. Tom wants to win immediately. Darnold showed some signs of life last year. And I think that Tom trusts Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly to get the best out of Sam Darnold the way that Kevin O'Connell did. So, yes, there's smoke around him. And like Todd McShay said, this is a major decision for Tom Brady. This is his first pick, even though he's not the general manager. But we know that him and Spytek are going to be like this, working hand in hand. It's going to be interesting. We have not heard Tom Brady really say anything out of his own mouth about, in which he really can't, honestly, it's tampering, but he never said anything about being excited about Shedeur potentially being a Raider. You haven't really seen him around Shedeur in recent memory. Yes, he was one of his mentors and so on and so forth, but that doesn't mean essentially that Tom Brady thinks that Shedeur can be the guy at the next level. I got to keep it a buck. As someone that is a big Shedeur fan, that doesn't mean that Tom Brady is like, hey, man, he's going to be my first selection, for me as a Raider. But like Todd said, Tom needs to make a big decision here because we need a quarterback. You can't be the GOAT, the greatest quarterback of all time, and then go out there and give us Aiden O'Connell in year one. After saying that you guys want to compete in year one under Pete Carroll and John Spytek. So I do believe that Sam Darnold, you guys, regardless if you want to hear it or not, is definitely a very, very realistic option. Very realistic. If Minnesota does not franchise tag him, which they could, and then they could trade him, right? And then you have to part ways with draft capital and give him a new deal. I think that Sam Darnold is a very realistic option for the Las Vegas Raiders in 2025. Salute to Jeff Acosta. I ain't going to do it, man. My voice is already heard. Salute to my brother Jeff on a $2 special. Salute to Blazed. How do you feel about passing on a quarterback this draft and focus on the 2026 draft? You can't, Blazed, you can't. Now, you can go into this draft and say, we're not moving up for Shedeur. We're not moving up for Cam. Even if one of those guys are available at 6, we're not going to take him. You can do that. You can look at a Will Howard, potentially in the second, third round, or one of those guys, right? The Rourkes of the world, or even a Jackson Dart if he's there in a second, which I don't think he will be. But you have to take a quarterback in this year's draft, Blaze. You have to. I think that you want to go get a guy. Pete wants a guy to call. Aiden is from a previous regime. They want to get a guy that they can develop, regardless if he's the guy or not. You have to get a quarterback in this year's draft. Desmond Ridder will not be on this roster. I think Carter Bradley will be gone. Aiden to be determined. We don't know. Some people are saying that he'll be around. I myself think that he may be the odd man out. And I'm not saying that Aiden's not a good quarterback, but I just don't think that he's a great quarterback. And there's no real ties to him. I know some people call him Baby Brady because of, his statuesque pocket presence and, and so on and so forth. I think that they're going to go get a guy in the draft. They're going to get a guy in free agency. And then you have to question where Aiden's fit is. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they go get a guy in the late in the draft, Blaze, and they want to put him on a practice squad somewhere, and then you have Aiden as that number 2 guy behind Sam Darnold, whoever it is, cool. But they have to get a quarterback in this year's draft. You have to. And they want to win now. So let's just say we win 9-10 games. That doesn't really put you in prime real estate to get one of those quarterbacks in 2026 anyways. Salute to Blazed. Nav, man. I'm not reading it, man. Getting an interview for D-line. You ain't shit, Nav. You guys are hornifying the chat too early in the game, man. Salute to Pace. Is it Shuck? Is that dude? Him being 25 really that big of a deal? Can see Brady with his annoying, scratchy voice banging the table for him in the 4th or the 5th. Okay. The young kid out of Louisville, huh? That was making some noise out there at the Senior Bowl. Okay. We shall see, Pace. Salute to Raider Dave in the building. Been bad. Dan 78. All my guys. Appreciate you guys. See Green Dot Gang is heavy. Old E as well. My dog. All my people in the building, man. Salute to Hug D's, Gifting 5, OLV Raiders Network memberships. Salute to my brother, as always, the GOAT himself, the Mod Father himself. Salute to all the new members. If you missed out, hit the link. It's pinned up top. My dog, my brother, love you, bro. Thank you. Salute to Flores Plunkett. I think Zach W. is someone that Chip Kelly could turn into a real quarterback. And that's someone that our brother Wasted Talent has been beating the table for. You know, Zach Wilson, that was a guy that I was high on in that draft. And I thought that he was going to really take the league by storm, and it didn't really pan out at all the way I thought it was going to go. So, but it'd be interesting. It would be interesting to see what the backup out there in Denver would look like with Chip Kelly calling the shots, right? A kid that has some mobility, you know what I mean? And you know, he displayed a lot of athleticism at the collegiate level, but can he get it done at the, you know, what? Let me just say this. He has struggled up to this point. We don't know who he really truly is. All we can go off of is what he looked like as a Jet, right? And it didn't look too good. But no quarterback looks really good out there with the Jets. Aaron Rodgers, you know, didn't look very Aaron Rodgers-esque, you know, this past season with the Jets, right? Ground game struggled, offensive line struggled, so on and so forth. He'd be an interesting name to keep an eye on, Plunkett. And once again, salute to my brother Wasted. He's been on this since day one. I'm not a big fan of picking him up in free agency as that bridge guy, but we shall see. He's still young. And if Chip believes that he can get the best out of him, if Pete Carroll believes he can get the best out of him, then go get your guy. Go get your guy. Salute to Louis G as well, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. You guys are the greatest, man. You guys are the greatest, man. Real talk. Thank you so much, Louis G. And salute to all the new members in the building. As always, I appreciate you guys so much, man. Salute to Daniel. Instead of Darnold, cheaper A-Rod, even though I dislike him. I agree. He appeases the we are trying to win now, but cheap. Draft a Will Howard or whomever and develop them and go BPA. Yeah, Daniel, I'm cool with that. Or you go get A-Rod and you draft Jackson Dart, a guy that similar build, similar weight, both 6'2", kind of in that same weight class. A guy that has displayed some mobility, Jackson Dart, you know, and hey, man, would be interesting to see a Jackson Dart sit behind an Aaron Rodgers for a year or two. But I agree with you. I'd rather go the cheaper route and bringing in Aaron Rodgers over the likes of a Sam Darnold, where you're going to have to probably pay him $40 a year. I see that Bleacher Report had the Raiders getting him 3 years, $120. So 3-year, $120. And I don't know, they didn't have any guaranteed money. You know, I don't know what the guaranteed money looked like, but that's a lot of money, man, for Sam Darnold. A lot. Lucky, you know, Graphk, what happened with the garage? We're still working on it. The Wi-Fi and all the other stuff. I got another router coming. I have some wiring and stuff, new Ethernet cord coming. It should be ready next week, you guys. So right now I'm in the slums in the kitchen. You see the lighting is not great. So I apologize for the look right now, but we got to work with what we have. But we will be in the man cave here in the next week or so. So stay tuned. I just got a new router again, and I have an Ethernet cord that is on the way to make sure the Wi-Fi is 110% in the new man cave. So stay tuned, brother. Stay tuned. Let me see. Rodgers told Team Z he wants a team that wants him and has a good team. Yeah, I mean, coming from a situation with the Jets that didn't want him and blatantly told him that they didn't want him, it makes all the sense in the world, right? Makes all the sense in the world. And I mean, who wouldn't want to play with Brock Bowers? Who wouldn't want to play with a guy in Jacoby who never drops the football? You know what I mean? Who wouldn't want to play with a team that has Pete Carroll as their head coach, a shit ton of draft capital and a shit ton of money to spend in free agency to bring in some even more weapons on the offensive side of the ball? You know what I mean? So, I mean, look, I think the Raiders will be a great fit for Aaron Rodgers for a year or two before he exits out the building and retires, you know, future Hall of Famer. So, you know, makes all the sense in the world. Salute to my guy, Johnny Wade, my brother. I will see you in another week or so, my brother, out there at Indy at the Combine. Colts will be a player at quarterback. Misses bad on Richardson. 2025 make or break for that staff. Facts plus tax, man. Another team to keep an eye on, you know, and they've been pretty chaotic, very toxic as well out there. Wade, I know that Pat McAfee has expressed his concern for that franchise and the way they go about their business for a minute now. So it's going to be interesting to see if Aaron would want to go there. I think that if he had his choice, okay, this is just me speculating. I would assume that he would pick the Raiders over the Indianapolis Colts. Honestly, I do. Salute to Wade, my guy. But yes, they definitely missed on Anthony Richardson. He hasn't been able to stay healthy. The guy can definitely run the football, but still has the same problems he had at Florida, throwing the football. Struggle. Phenomenal athlete, terrible quarterback. Salute to Nav, man. Zach Wilson is another young quarterback that the mere drafting by the Jets effed them up. Most move on from NY and have good careers. We just not much better in history. Hey, man, look, Geno played for them at one point in time. Zach Wilson, we're seeing Sam Darnold, a guy that was drafted out of USC straight to the Jets and struggled. You're on to something here, Nav, man. But once again, to be determined to see if Sam Darnold can put together and string together another year or two of production the way he did last year at Minnesota. Once again, we said this a million times. Jordan Addisons and Justin Jeffersons don't grow on trees, you guys. Then you got TJ Hawkinson back. They had a really good offense out there. Aaron Jones and so on and so forth. If you want to bring in Sam Darnold, you're going to have to go spend big money in free agency, bring some of your guys back, but you're going to have to continue to build that offensive side of the ball if you want Sam Darnold to succeed. And I'm assuming if you do bring in Sam Darnold for a 3-4 year deal, that you're going to do so. A lot of that success because of Sam Darnold, but a lot of it was because of Kevin O'Connell, and a lot of it was because of the weapons that he had at his disposal. So salute to my guy, Nav, man. As always, salute to Deflate, Gate, Detective, Spy Tech, Salute King. Salute to you as well, my brother. Appreciate you on the $2 special. Remy, thank you so much for the 99-cent special, my brother. Remy LeGoat, my guy over there watching on Twitter. Appreciate you, brother. Salute to Hug Dizzle. The Mob Monsters and I would be willing to give up gift memberships and super chats for a month and sponsor you a Starlink. You got the monthly king? Well, I don't even know what that is, bro. It's got to be something in terms of Wi-Fi, right? Because I see 2-4 follow right up. Graphk getting that Wi-Fi that goes beyond planet Earth. Damn. This just the beginning universe. That content going galactic. Salute to my guy, too. I don't know why, y'all. It's something about that spare room in the front of the house that be tweaking. I had better Wi-Fi in the garage, all the way in the garage when I was doing my old shows in there than I do in the front room. It's just nasty work. It's nasty work. It's disgusting. We'll fix this here in a sec. He said Graphk got his own satellite. We working on it. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. If you guys are not subscribed yet, what are y'all waiting on? Hit that subscribe button. Also, I want to go over this Dan Graziano situation where he spoke about Maxx Crosby. I believe he was on ESPN where he talked about some off-season questions regarding certain players and their respected organizations. He went on to say this about Maxx Crosby, you guys. Once again, this is Dan Graziano, NFL analyst of ESPN, I believe. Well, the Raiders are going to have to do something. This is in regards to Maxx Crosby and his contract. Crosby and the Raiders agreed on a contract adjustment last offseason that moved money up from future years into 2024. But the result is his deal has 2 years left at an average around $21.5 million annually, which is a steal for Maxx Crosby. And none of it is guaranteed. An extension that moves Crosby in line with the other top edge rushers in the NFL is probably the correct solution. And even with the Raiders under new management for the second offseason in a row, I'd expect them to treat Crosby like the franchise cornerstone that he is and get that extension done. He had 7.5 sacks and 43 pressures over 12 games in 2024. I think we can all kind of agree here. We're on the same accord as Dan Graziano. Salute to him. In his article or whatever it was. I don't know if it was on TV, podcast, whatever. There's so much shit going on in media now. You can't keep up. But I think we can all agree here that we're going to take care of Maxx Crosby. We can tell that he's a little disgruntled right now in terms of, are you going to take care of me? You're going to extend me, so on and so forth. There's conflicting emotions, right? It's 1 minute, I love it, I'm optimistic. And then it's, hey, man, I got to, it has to make sense and blah, blah, blah. I do believe that we're going to take care of Maxx here in a second, you guys. I also believe that there's a few moves that you can make. You can restructure Christian Wilkins, free up a shit ton of money. You can move on from Gardner Minshew and maybe even Zamir White, you guys. I think we save about $1 million, somewhere like that, if you move Zamir White, which I would. I think that you need a whole new running back group outside of Sincere and Dylan Lowby. Move on from Zamir. That's another $7 million. You restructure Christian Wilkins. Let's say that we're at $90 million. If you restructure, move a few pieces, maybe even play with Colton Miller's contract, you can be north of $120 million here in a second. So there's no problem with taking care of Maxx Crosby. And I don't know if there's even a way where they can finesse this new contract and free up even more money paying Maxx Crosby. So, expect something to be done here in the near future with Maxx Crosby. I know that there's a lot of talk, because of, the mixed emotions that he's put out there in conversations, whether it's through podcasts or, interviews or whatever it is, right? Expect something to be done soon. I do believe they'll put him somewhere in that $27 to $30 million range per year, give him a shit ton of guaranteed money. Spytech has once again preached, you don't allow your best players to move. Pete Carroll has said, the one thing we're going to do is, Max, tell these guys to be ready. We're telling them to be ready. And you keep your best players satisfied. You keep them around. You keep them happy. So expect, and with the cap going up as well, Don, the cap is going up as well. Expect Max to stick around here, maybe give him another 3-year deal on top of his existing deal and throw him a shit ton of guaranteed money and let's run it. But salute to Dan Graziano. I agree with him. Expect something to be done very soon. I'm assuming that when we start getting into free agency and we start kind of, looking at our board with free agency and say, okay, we need this kind of money to pick up this kind of guy, whether it's a Javon Holland or it's I'm just throwing out names, you guys, a Trey Smith, a Sam Darnold, whoever it is. Okay, we need to free up some money. We need to extend our guy. We need to take care of a few of our guys, blah, blah, blah. And look, I know a lot of people are saying that, well, we have a ton of our own free agents and blah, blah, blah. We do. There's only a few of them, honestly, you guys, and this is no knock to the team. This is no knock to the players. I respect them. They're at the highest level playing football. A lot of these guys, I think we overvalue them because they're Raiders. Like a lot of these free agents, I can bring up the list of these guys, and I'm going to be real. There's maybe 4 or 5 of them that I'm looking at like, bring them back. Like, honestly, there's not too many guys that I'm like, wow, we have. Yes, Spillane, and he's not going to cost you an arm and a leg to bring back Spill. Right? Bring him back at the linebacker position. If Nate Hobbs, does come back, it's going to be inexpensive because of all the games he's missed these past few years. The durability is an issue, right? He'll be cheap. Divine Diablo, move on from him. You move on from him. Moehrig definitely earned a new deal, which I think we will keep him around. But I think sometimes we overvalue these guys. Palomau, restricted free agent. If you sign him, you hit him with the tender. I think that he's owed $3 million this year. I think it's $3 million with that tender. So it's not a shit ton of money. It's not. But a lot of these guys that are free agents, you got to look at it like, love John Jenkins, man. Salute to him. He's on the way out. He's getting up there in age. Go get you a younger nose. Adam Butler, I don't think that he's going to cost an arm and a leg. You know what I mean? But some of these guys, I think we overvalue as Raider fans. Yes, we have a shit ton of free agents that we need to bring back, but do we need to bring them all back? I'm picking maybe a handful of them and I'm running it. That's it. Simple and plain. You know what I mean? And I think that if you do bring back all those guys, I think that maybe that's $40 million. Well, let's just say you pick the 4 or 5 of the best players in free agency. That's somewhere under maybe $40 million. And you still have a shit ton of money to go play with. A shit ton of money. So I think we need to stop putting that narrative out there. Oh, well, we have a shit ton of free agents that we need to take care of. Honestly, and I love Adam Butler. I think that he deserves to be a Raider. I think he should be a Raider. The way he took that hometown discount last year and played the way he played. But I don't think that he's going to get a massive amount of money in free agency. I don't think that the teams are going to be lining up for Adam Butler's services. And if they do, you can go get a defensive tackle in this year's draft class because it's a phenomenal class. This is a deep defensive tackle class. If Adam Butler commands $6 to $8 million a year, which I don't think he will, if he does, go get one for the cheap in in the draft. Go get one in the draft. This is a deep class at defensive tackle. You still have Wilkins that you're paying him a shit ton of money. You still have Tyree Wilson that can play on the inside. And, additionally, you play him outside as well. Lalu, right? There's some players out there that look, I think we overvalue some of these guys. And that's no knock. Love Adam Butler. I haven't been a major fan of Divine Diablo. I think you should move on from him. But some of these guys love Nate Hobbs. But once again, durability is an issue. Great tackler, great in the ground game, but has been questionable in coverage. You can really move on from some of these guys and look into the draft or even look into free agency and look elsewhere. I think sometimes we get into this situation where we overvalue some of our guys because they're homegrown talent and because they're Raiders. Just my opinion. Salute to Vengeance, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, appreciate you so much. Salute to all the new Green Dot gang in the building because of my guy Vengeance. Salute to my brother. Salute to Big Al as well. Salute, Docs. I feel like Cam Ward just has more moxie and dog in him than Shedeur. Cam got it out the mud as opposed to Shedeur, who came up on wealth. I wonder how Shedeur is going to handle adversity. Well, I mean, can we let's look at this, Big Al. Let's go off of what you just said. And salute to my brother, man. I appreciate you. Peyton Manning didn't get out the mud. One of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. He came from wealth. Tom Brady didn't get it out the mud. Not saying that, they were crazy rich and so on and so forth, but he wasn't broke. You know what I'm saying? Like Aaron Rodgers is from Chico. Not saying that they were. Some of the greatest quarterbacks didn't get it out the mud. You know what I mean? I know that their parents weren't Deion Sanders and so on and so forth, but look at Peyton Manning. Look at Peyton Manning. Bloodline is real in the NFL. And I like Cam Ward. His release, Big Al, did you watch those videos? His release is insane. You know what I mean? Like the way he just flings the football, like his release is nice. I would be happy with either one of these guys. I would. But I want to kill that narrative about getting it out the mud. Shedeur has done the work. Big Al, he's done the work. Yeah, he's followed his dad to Jackson State to Colorado, so on and so forth. And I live in the exact area, Big Al, where Shedeur is from. Literally, like this exact area where he's from. I've heard phenomenal things from him, coming up out here at every level. He's done the work. Give Deion his credit, give his mom, Pilar the credit, but also give Shedeur the credit. He did the work. But a lot of these quarterbacks didn't get it out the mud. Just got to keep it a buck. Kyler Murray grew up in I believe Prosper or Richardson. These are rich areas out here. Some of these guys didn't get it out the mud. They came from really good situations. There's not too many quarterbacks that you could say truly got it out the mud. And when you're a phenomenal quarterback, usually a lot of these amenities and all the great stuff that's offered to you in your cities when you're coming up, you don't have to get it out of the mud because of the talent level that you possess as a quarterback. Salute to Hug. Starlink is satellite internet from Elon Musk. Okay. You can do lives from the middle of an island from your rental car in a folding chair with my time. Salute to Hug. You stupid, bro. Salute to Nav. Don't want to interrupt the show. A real Raider fan is fighting for his life. Brandon Jasper. Salute to Brandon. He is a sub here and many others I visit. Please indulge me on the thoughts of his behalf. Tuna, love you, bro. Salute to Tuna, man. That's my guy. Salute to Brandon Jasper. He's been around here for a long time as well. I don't know exactly what is going on with his health, but Brandon, we love you, bro, and we're praying for you, brother. Real talk. We are really praying for you. Salute to you. The nation got your back. And if there's anything that we can do in order for like a GoFundMe or anything like that, Nav, man, please send it to me. We'll do a show and try to run up as much money as we can possible for Brandon Jasper. You know how we do over here. We take care of our own. So salute to you, Nav. Thank you for putting that into the universe, man. And salute to Brandon, my dog, brother, man. We love you, bro. Salute to Frank, my guy, gifting, man, come on, man. Frank the Tank, gifting 10 OLV Raiders Network memberships. All my 10 subscribers, go streak, man. Go streak for Frank the Tank, man. Pause if necessary. The GOAT, Frank the Tank. Salute to my guy. If you guys want to become a member, hit the link. It's pinned up top. Definitely appreciate you guys and all the new members in the building. Salute. We got over 1,000 people rocking with us in the building right here, man. Salute to Axe. Sanders is accurate. That's more important than being a freak athlete. Talk that talk, Axe. Talk. Don't forget Mahomes. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. A lot of these quarterbacks did not get it out the mud, James. You know what I mean? Like, and once again, I mean, who has? What quarterbacks have? I know one, Jamarcus Russell. That didn't work out. Shit, I don't even know if I want a quarterback that got it out the mud. Give me a bougie, suburban, had everything in the world quarterback. Give me that type of guy. But I don't want my running backs like that. I don't want my wide receivers like that. I don't want my corners and safeties like that. You know what I mean? I want my linebacker, but a quarterback, man, give me one of them eating steak at 7:00 in the morning type shit. Give me that. Give me that. Salute to my brother Darcy in the building. We were just texting here. Would the Raiders be interested in signing Trey Smith to free agency? If so, it's got to be $80 to $100 million deal. I'm definitely taking a look at Trey. That's one of my favorite free agents in this class. Not only because it's a need for us, Darcy, but it also makes you guys weaker. You know what I mean? So make a divisional rival weaker, add value to one of your positions of need. I love it. But I do believe New England is going to throw a bag at him. I think New England is going to throw a bag at him. And if it's not New England, keep an eye on Chicago. They just went all in on Ben Johnson. They got Caleb from a year ago, the former number 1 pick. They can use some help on that offensive line. Keep an eye on the Bears and keep an eye on New England. Those are 2 teams that I'm definitely eyeing to go out there and throw a crazy bag at Trey Smith and make his value skyrocket in free agency. As long as he will remain at guard, I'm cool with that. Becton looked great on that Philadelphia O-line. It was not, if not number 1, number 2 in the league, right? So I think that some of his success, well, a lot of his success came from just the players that was around him, the scheme and all that other stuff. But if Becton comes over, he has to be willing to take guard money, and he has to be willing to play at the guard position. I don't want to bring Becton in and him just assume he's going back to tackle because he wants tackle money. If he says, I'm a guard moving forward, I'm all for bringing in Becton. Big fan of his work. If he can stay healthy, and that's a big question. He stayed healthy this year, but I would love to bring him in. Would love to. And James, I agree with you. Becton and JPJ, man, that'd be a nice little 1-2 punch on that O-line. Facts. Kenny Clark, my guy, man, appreciate you, brother. T-Mac pair with Bowers, Young, Evans, and Kelsey on one team. I do not want to go wide receiver that early, Mike. I just don't, bro. I do not want to go get a T-Mac there at 6. I can't. I don't, man. I don't think we need to. Do we need a wide receiver 1? I mean, technically we do, right? We need that big body wide receiver on the outside. But we have Brock Bowers, we have Michael Mayer, we have Jacoby, we have Trey Tucker. You know, you can go get a veteran in free agency, or you can go get one of those guys in the middle rounds that we've talked about a lot. The Nick Nash's, San Jose States, the Ricky White, the thirds out of UNLV. There's a ton of guys, Jaden Higgins. There's so many wide receivers in this draft. I would hate to go wide receiver there at 6 with so many needs on this roster. And like Josh said, trade for DK instead. Shit, if Seattle says we'll take one of your 3rd round picks for DK, we want to get him off the books and we got to give an extension, I would do that all day. I would rather do that than draft T-Mac. I understand you guys, the measurables. I understand that the one-handed and one shit that T-Mac has done on tape and, at workouts and stuff. I get it. And I think that he could be a great wide receiver at the next level, but I do not want to go get a wide receiver at 6. That's just me personally. If T-Mac ends up being a Raider, hey, I'm here for it. I'm excited, cool, whatever. I'll trust the process, but I am not going T-Mac there at 6. I'm just not. I'm not. Salute to Mike. Appreciate you, man. I like Golden a lot. A Brian Thomas type still. I see a lot of people saying that he kind of reminds them of DJ Moore. You know what I mean? I would definitely take a flyer on Golden out of Texas, even though I do believe he'll probably be gone in the 1st round, maybe in the later 1st round. I can see Buffalo taking a look at him. They need another wide receiver. I can see Kansas City taking a look at Golden there at the end of the 1st round. So I don't know if he'll be available when we draft there in the 2nd round. I like him, but Golden to be gone. I think he's a 1st round talent. I think the bare minimum he'll be gone in the 2nd round. So, and if he's there in the 2nd round, AC, I'm assuming, let's just say New England takes an offensive lineman in round 1, right? Let's just say they take offensive lineman. Let's just say they take the kid out of LSU, right? And Golden's available in the 2nd round. They need a wide receiver. They have the worst wide receiving core in the year in the NFL last year. I see them taking Golden there at the top of the 2nd round. So I don't think that he even gets anywhere near where we'll be drafting in the 2nd round. I think New England will take him with their 2nd pick if they go offensive line there in the 1st round. Yeah, I don't think Golden makes it where's the flag to the third round. I don't think there's any way possible that he does. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, I want your guys' opinion on this, okay? There's a guy out there that we've talked about a lot that, used to play with Pete Carroll. I believe he's 28 years old. I think 28. He's a free agent right now. Played really well for the New York Jets these past few seasons. Started 46 games for the New York Jets. Had 32 pass breakups, 220 tackles, 2 picks, and 2 forced fumbles. Also, Pro Football Focus had him at a 70.7, and I think, what was it, 70.7, I believe, and a 71.8 pass rush grade, 71.8 run defense grade, and 70.1 coverage grade. This is coming from Bleacher Report. Despite being targeted 228 times, he's only allowed 6 touchdowns. Would you take a flyer on DJ Reed, even with, Ja'Cory Bennett there, even with Jack Jones, which I know a lot of people are kind of like, where's the fit? Like, is he going to remain on this football team? You got DCAM, the measurables are there. I think Pete Carroll can work wonders with DCAM moving forward. But do you take a look at DJ Reed and what kind of contract would you offer him? I mean, he's probably going to command a 3-4 year deal. What kind of money are you giving him? I'm definitely looking at that $15 million range. Would you bring him in for a 3-year, $45 million deal? Would you do that? Somewhere in that $30 million guaranteed money range. Would you do a 3-year, $45 million deal? I think that would be good. He's essentially been the number 2 guy, behind Sauce Gardner out there with the Jets. But this is the kid that's a baller. Had 4 picks in Seattle. Those 2 years he played under Pete Carroll. I think this would be the right move to make in free agency. He's one of my top 3 targets in free agency. I would love to bring in a DJ Reed, add some more value to that corner room. We were beat up last year. A lot of those guys went down. Hobbs went down. Ja'Cory went down, so on and so forth. That's a guy that I'm taking a look at, somewhere in that $15 million range. I don't know about 4 years. I don't know if you want to have him there at 31, 32 years old. But if you would accept a 3-year deal, $15 million per, I'm going to get DJ Reed for sure. For sure. Yes, Dudda, he has 2 years of experience in Seattle under Pete Carroll. So he's essentially a Pete Carroll guy. Salute to my dog Nab, man. As always, can't forget T. Smith got handled in the Super Bowl with the 4-man front. Becton all day versus Smith, in my opinion. If he is good with guard, there you go. He did get cooked in that Super Bowl. I'll tell you that. He definitely got exposed. But once again, Nab, you're playing against one of the better defensive lines in the NFL. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give him a little grace. You know what I mean? But yes, he was a Pro Bowler last year. He had a phenomenal year for the Chiefs. The thing that scares me is can he replicate that production that he had last year? Essentially, to me, Trey is like a Sam Darnold of the offensive line. It's like if you pay him this shit ton of money, you're expecting the same results as last season. Can we expect that? Can we afford to put up a shit ton of money, $100 million contract for Trey Smith and expect him to play the way he played last year? That's the thing that kind of scares me a little bit. You know what I mean? Is, to me, Trey Smith can be literally the Sam Darnold of the offensive lineman in this free agency period, which is kind of scary. Physics says sign Javon Holland and DJ Reed. Let Hobbs walk. Well, if you do that, salute to Okie Raider as well. If you do that, you're not paying Moehrig. Just a heads up. If you allow him to walk, I'm all for Javon Holland, who had a down year last year. Miami just let him walk, outright walk. He definitely did not cook last year. But I'm a major Javon Holland fan. He looked really good with Vic Fangio out there, and then they all expressed their concerns about Vic and blah, blah, blah. Vic leaves. He wins a championship with Philadelphia. History is made, right? But I love Javon Holland. But I just think if you're going to go big, and this is somebody who has beat the table for Javon Holland, if you're going to just go safety in free agency, just bring back your own guy. Just bring back Moehrig. Just bring back Moehrig and let him continue to build on what he did last year. And I love Javon Holland. I would love to see him in the silver and black. Born in Canada, I think he was raised in Oakland. I'm always going to have that connection with anybody that's from Northern California, particularly Oakland. Would love to see him in the silver and black. But if you're going to pay big money for a safety in free agency, just bring your guy back. Let him build on what he's done up to this point. But letting Hobbs walk is definitely a realistic option. No, I get it. They didn't have to blitz once, 4-man front. I understand that. I get it, brother. I get it. Flores, Cam Robinson, no. Ronnie Staley, look, I love Ronnie Staley. I'm a Notre Dame guy. Been a major fan of Ronnie Staley for a long time. I don't want to pay big-time tackle money in free agency. I like what DJ Glaze did last season at right tackle. I want to see him continue to grow and build on that year that he had last year coming out of Maryland. Would love to see him get another opportunity. And then we got Colton there at left tackle, who's getting more healthier, getting better. I spoke to some people very close to him. And in terms of him, in the offseason, he's getting back to shape, back to where he once was. You know what I mean? So I don't see really a need to bring in a Ronnie Staley or a Cam Robinson. Now, if you want to go draft one in those mid to later rounds, a tackle that you can develop, do it. Would love it. But, right now you got Mumford, you got DJ Glaze, you got Colton, you got some other guys in the building. You just brought back Dalton Wagner to a future reserve deal, I believe. The big body kid out of Arkansas that really hasn't seen too much play at all. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want to pay big money for a tackle. I don't think it makes any sense, especially when you have your starting right tackle who's returning on a rookie deal, and then you got Colton Miller who's essentially on an inexpensive deal right now for what you get out of him at left tackle. Salute to 2-4, my guy, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, appreciate you as always, King. Salute to all the new members in the building because of my brother and one of the my fathers himself, 2-4, my dog. Appreciate you, man. Let me see. Says Mumford's getting cut. I wouldn't be shocked. The thing is, he's versatile. You can play him at guard. You can play him at tackle. You know what I mean? I think that with Mumford, you're going to see him going into camp, and he's going to go in there and fight for a spot. I don't think you move on from Mumford like that 7th round pick. He's inexpensive. Keep him around. But why cut him? He's a guy that can play up and down the O-line. Not saying he can play at a high level, but, Mumford is a 7th round guy who's on a rookie deal. He's inexpensive as hell. There's no real reason to cut him. Allow him to get a chance to go into to training camp and prove himself. Damn, CGR, I gifted $700 worth of membership last month. Holy shit. CGR, my dog, my bro. Wow. Salute to my guy, man. My brother. You know the irony in that? CGR is your wife wasn't happy, but my wife was. That's crazy. Salute to CGR, my brother, man. That's crazy. Salute to my guy, man. One of the my fathers himself as well. S. Dot, my brother, man. It's good to see you in the building. Let me see. Graphk, what do you think about us trading? They're not going to move him. Are you talking about Devin Witherspoon? Are you talking about Devin Witherspoon? They're not moving him. He's one of the premier corners in the NFL right now. They're not going to move on from him. And they just invested some early draft capital to bring him in. There's no reason that they move on from him. He's one of the better young up-and-coming corners in this year's draft. And I understand they both went to the same school. I think that's who you're talking about, right, Lucky? But they're not going to move on from him. He's a phenomenal talent. If Seattle's general manager moved on from him, he needs to be fired. Salute to Nabmap. Don't forget we have a Thorpe Award winner chilling in the practice squad, absorbing a full year now. Maybe he makes the 53. Preseason will tell us. Nav, man. And I kind of got a little intel on that guy, former Thorpe winner. I just seen him go on stage and actually present the Thorpe Award to the award winner this year out of Texas, right? got some intel on him, and let me just say he's ready to go. Salute to my guy Trey Taylor. He's ready to go. He's ready to make some noise. Got some messages from his pops. Talked to his moms, and he's ready to go. He definitely was in the off season, during the season on that sideline, absorbing a lot. He was ready to go. He was just like, when is my time going to come? He's just sitting back waiting. He's waiting, and I think this year he'll get an opportunity to go out there and make some noise. Now, you ain't never lied. Yeah, and where's the flag? Moehrig wanted to. Facts. And stop. They're coming. I needed a few days off, man. I had some family stuff going on, so I needed to focus on other things outside of this. But the content will go into this weekend, so stay tuned. I'll probably drop maybe 1 or 2 of the sleeper videos. I got some more pre-recorded stuff coming as well, so stay tuned. That's that. I got you, brother. I got you. There's a lot that I want to talk about with this draft, so stay tuned. For those who do not know, once again, I will be at the Combine next week. I'll be out there with Stu. I'm only doing 2 days, though. I'm not going to go out there and watch every position. I'm only going to do the wide receivers, quarterback, running back Saturday, and then potentially the offensive lineman on Sunday. So I'll try to go out there and get as much footage as I can. But honestly, when I go to combines and stuff like that, the drafts, it's easy to go get interviews from players and do this and do that. I really honestly enjoy just trying to talk to general managers, talk to scouts, meet new people and build. So I don't know how much I'm going to get in terms of content and stuff like that, because I love going to the combine, sitting in there in those suites and building relationships with some people here in NFL circles. So stay tuned. I'm gonna try and drop as much as I can. Maybe I'll try and get some quarterback interviews, some stuff. I'm gonna try as much as possible, but I'm out there to network. So stay tuned, man. We got some dope things on the way. Stu lined up some things for us as well while we're out there. Potentially talk to some coaches and we're gonna have some fun, man. So stay tuned. That content. Martin, you got to relax, B. You got to relax, B. You have to relax, B. Yo, let me see. We talked about that. Let me get some stuff out of here. Talked about the. All right. Talked about that. Let me get this out of here. Boom. Talked about this. And we talked about. It was something else I wanted to talk about. Hold on. Wipe them feet, y'all. Hit them thumbs up. You guys are not subscribed yet. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let me see. I can't find there was something else I wanted to speak on. I'll hold off. I'll hold off on that until the next show. Get some questions in, you guys. Let's have some fun before I get out of here. Just hit an hour. Let me see. Facts, Oscar. That's what it's all about. Facts. Graphk, if the Raiders get a running back through the draft, what running back duo do you think would be the most effective in Chip Kelly's system? It's going to be interesting. I would love to see. It just depends on where we take the running back. If we take a running back in the second round, I would love to see an Amarion Hampton and Devin Neal duo. You can get Neal in the 4th or 5th round, double up out of Kansas. Get Amarion Hampton in the 2nd. I would love to see that duo of Amarion Hampton and Devin Neal. Or let's just say you took G.T. at 6, which I know a lot of people won't agree with, but I'd like a G.T. with, a Ollie Gordon out of Oklahoma State. If you go Trayvon Henderson there in a 2nd, I wouldn't be against going to get a DJ Giddens and having those guys be that 1-2 punch. Also remember, we have Sincere on this roster coming off a big year last year. We have Dylan Laube, who hasn't had an opportunity yet. You know what I mean? So, but there's so many different guys in this draft. So, Evil, I got you. I'll definitely do one before we get out of here. You know what's funny, man? I got a video that I'm going to drop here soon. I'm just trying to figure out, I like Judkins a lot out of Ohio State, but I'm trying to figure out why is Scatterboo not really that high on a lot of people's draft boards, man? I keep seeing 3rd, 4th round and so on and so forth. What is wrong? What is wrong with Scatterable. Yes, over 600 yards in the air. You know, we had over 1,600 rushing yards. He had like 17, 18 touchdowns or something like that this year. Like, why is this kid continue to fall down draft boards? I don't understand it. He said he's not that fast. I mean, well, look, that's cool. I mean, the kid is a game wrecker. He's a game wrecker. Violent runner. I would love to see him in the silver and black. And maybe that's just my Sacramento bias talking. I love Scatterable. He said he's too slow. That's not, man, bro, look. Every running back doesn't have to, you know, run a sub 4.3, bro. Like, I like Scat. But there's so many opportunities, different 1-2 punches that you can put together. I just think that you should get 2 of them in this year's draft. Period. Point blank. The end. Robert, I love Mack, and I know a lot of people are throwing that narrative into the universe right now. It's the off season. People are looking for clicks. People are looking for engagement. People are looking for, is this possible? Is this possible? Is this possible? I mean, we all do it to some capacity, right? Honestly, I don't think that that's even I don't even think that's a possibility. I think that they're going to value bringing back Malcolm Kuntz, go get another edge rusher, maybe in the mid to later rounds, and pay Max and run it. I don't think that there's any real need to bring in a Khalil Mack back into the fold. Would it be fun to watch him in this the way he started it? Yes, it'd be so great. But there's no proof. There's no proof, you guys, of Khalil Mack saying that he would return to the Raiders. There's none. I seen somebody send me an article or something where the headline was, you know, Khalil would entertain the Raiders. There's no proof of that. Unless you guys can provide me something, I didn't see any proof of Khalil Mack saying I would go back to the Raiders. I haven't seen anything. Or if he wants to be a Raider, I mean, at this point, in this late in the game, I think that he wants to be somewhere where he thinks he can win a Super Bowl. That's all he really has left is a Super Bowl. Reap, I'm assuming you mean Joey Bosa, and no. It looks like the Chargers will cut him here soon, saving them, I believe, somewhere around $20 million or something like that. They're going to move on from him, but no, there's no reason for that, man. He's he's injured all the time. He rarely plays now. That guy is literally injured year after year. So, you know, could he go home? I mean, could he go to the Niners and play with his brother? Potentially, maybe, but there's no reason to bring him in. Let me see. Bingo, DeMarcus. Bingo. All right, let me see this real quick. All right, I'm going to go to NFLDraftBuzz.com, you guys. We'll get one. We'll get a mock in before we get out of here. Salute to Nav. Telesco is, if not to get the quarterback last year, he gave us Brock Bowers, JPJ. Trey Taylor will be him next year. Just a feeling. Telesco didn't F it up, but generally when head coaches goes, so does the general manager. Nav, you ain't never lied, brother. You ain't never lied. Salute to you, Nav, man. Facts. He definitely had one of the better drafts that we've had in recent memory. Salute to Wartime Raiders. Shedeur, Henderson, Ibuka, always butcher his name, the wide receiver out there from Ohio State. Puts offense over the top. If not, McMillan, Henderson, and Howard. Well, you're not going to be able to get those 3 guys. Wartime. Honestly, bro, you're potentially naming 3 first-round guys right there with Shedeur, Henderson, and Ibuka. I can honestly see Trayvon Henderson going in the late first. But Ibuka's he's a first-round guy. Shedeur's a first-round guy. So there's no way you're going to get all 3 of those guys. Now, McMillan, Henderson, maybe you go McMillan in the first, Henderson may be available in the second, which he may be, and then Howard in the third. That one makes sense for sure. But that first list, that would be unfair. That would be unfair. That would be unfair for real. But I agree with you, man. Salute to Wartime Raiders. Jason, I like the kid. For those who have no idea, I did a short the other day about Kyle Phillips, 25-year-old, be 26 in June. Former UCLA product. Chip Kelly was his quarterback. I mean, his coach down there in UCLA. Former Tennessee Titan, was drafted there, I believe, in the 5th round. I think it was it the 5th round? I think it was the 5th round. A kid that, you know, may have some type of, maybe he comes in as I think he's a camp body, to be honest. This is a kid that's very familiar with what Chip Kelly wants to do offensively. I mean, he doesn't have a ton of production at the NFL level by any means. 259 yards receiving, 23 receptions. He has 0 touchdowns. He can offer you some special teams reps, you know what I mean? But this is a kid that also has dealt with some injuries at the next level. I like the pickup, but once again, I think this is just more of a camp body situation. I think this is a kid that's coming in to help implement that system of what Chip Kelly expects offensively. And I think he's on the outside looking in to potentially make this roster. You know what I mean? But was with the Philadelphia Eagles this past season, was on the practice squad, won a ring out there with them. Never seen a snap with the Philadelphia Eagles, I believe. Did he? Did he? I don't think he played last year. Yeah, he didn't play last year. All of his production that he had was from Tennessee in 2022, 2023. You know what I mean? He played in 13 games in his career. So I look at this as a camp body type situation, a guy that is very, very familiar with Chip Kelly and the way he goes about his business. He was his head coach out there pretty much the entire time at UCLA, I believe. I think it was from 2018 to 2021, something like that. So I'd rather Ward at quarterback than Darnold move up to 1. You know what's funny still, Cage? I still believe that regardless if we get one of those quarterbacks, I think we're still going to get a guy in free agency. Now, if you get a guy early, like a Ward or a Shedeur, I'm assuming you get an Aaron Rodgers, a guy that is probably going to play one more year and then he's out, right? Or one of those type of talents. If you go get a Will Howard or, you know, one of those mid-round guys, a Rourke out of Indiana, then I'm assuming then you go get a Sam Darnold to give a 3-4 year deal and you try to develop your young pup behind the scenes, right? So it just depends. But either way, you're going to get a quarterback in free agency regardless. It just depends on how the chips fall. If Ward or Shedeur is there at 6, I'm still assuming that Aaron Rodgers will probably be a guy that they're going to look at to bring in for a year. Tom Brady has already stated that he doesn't want to have a rookie quarterback starting week 1. So just depends on what route they go. If Sam Darnold gets paid a shit ton of money, I think they'll go quarterback maybe in the mid rounds and look at a Will Howard. Which it kind of sucks, man, because free agency is before the draft, right? So it's kind of like they need to like swap that shit. But it's going to be interesting to see where they go with this thing. What quarterback they choose. If they pick Sam Darnold in free agency, I'm going to say this, you guys. I think the Shedeur and the Cam Ward dreams die. I think they do because you're paying Sam Darnold a shit ton of money. Now, if they go get an Aaron Rodgers and they sign him to a year, 2-year deal, second year team option type deal, I'm assuming that Shedeur or Cam are still in the fold and that they may move up to get one, or they may sit at 6 and hopefully one of them drops. So it's going to be interesting. There's so many options there and so many different scenarios, but keep an eye on who we take in free agency. If it's Darnold, I don't think they move up to get a Cam or a Shedeur when you're paying Sam Darnold a shit ton of money. But if they do go the Aaron Rodgers route, no, but he's available to sign with any team. It doesn't matter. When free agency opens up, he's a June 1st designated cut. So it doesn't matter. He can still sign with any team when that free agency window opens. He's still allowed to go anywhere he wants to go. He's just a designated June 1st cut. So he won't officially be cut from the Jets until June 1st, but he's open to sign with any team when that free agency period opens. Wasted, don't know ball. Damn. Shit. Do you really see us taking Sanders or trade up? I'm still going to believe that Sanders is an option, period. There's just too many connections Too many ties. We need a quarterback. The Tom Brady effect, Pete Carroll in the building, all the Vegas stuff. I just believe I'm gonna believe it until it's not a reality. So I do believe that if he's there at 6, we take him, and I do believe that the Raiders are going to flirt with the idea of moving up to go get him. I don't like your name, man. I don't like your name, man. I don't like your name. It's nasty work. Salute to my guy, Wasted Don't Know Ball. Anthony says I second that name. I expected that from Anthony. All right, let's do this, you guys. Boom, boom, boom. All right, so I'm on draftbuzz.com here. Will Johnson is gone. Shedeur is gone. This is how the chips drop. Shedeur 1, Tennessee. Cam Ward 2 to Cleveland. Travis Hunter 3rd, Giants. James Pierce Jr. out of Tennessee, which is another kid that's going to continue to skyrocket up a lot of guys' draft boards, which I'm actually shocked that they took him over Abdul Carter. But here we are. It's the New England Patriots, right? Vrabel knows what he's doing. He knows the defensive side of the ball. Hey, they went and took James Pierce over Abdul Carter. Will Johnson gone. 5 to Jacksonville. I think this is an easy call here, you guys. Gene T's there, but Abdul Carter is the guy. If he falls to 6, this will be a travesty for every team in front of us. It makes no sense at all. Wait, draft complete. Holy fuck. Okay, hold on. Let me redo this. Home. What in the hell just happened? Tell me they did 1 round. 7. Warp. Fast. All right, boom. I don't know what the hell happened with that. So now we're going to have a different draft, you guys. Start draft. Well, now Shedeur is there. Now Shedeur is there. So I guess it was only a 1-round mock, you guys. So my apologies. And you know what route I'm going here. So with Shedeur there, taking Shedeur. You got your quarterback. I'm going to reject these. No trades. All right. Damn, they got it back there in a second. Okay. Maybe you were on to something, Wartime Raider. Maybe you were on to something. Maybe you and Draft Buzz know something that I don't. Looking down, man, Siobhan Revel would be great here. Big body corner out of East Carolina, ball hawk. He's just coming off of a really nasty injury, but I'm going to take my guy here. It's either going to be Caleb Johnson or Marion Hampton, and I'm taking a Marion Hampton there. You get your running back and your quarterback back to back. I'm going to reject all these. Wow, Trey Harris is still available? Dog, what are we doing here? What is Draft Buzz on today? Reject all. Do we double dip here? Do we double dip here, you guys? Trayvon Henderson is still available in the 3rd round. Him and Marion Hampton? Him and Marion Hampton? Man. Let me see who the best O lineman available is. Junkins is still there. Tate Ratledge is there. Baby, you go get your guard. Oh, Donovan Jackson's there. Damn, Trayvon is dropping down boards here, huh? I'm doubling up. It is what it is. Okay, Devin Neal's available. We got a wide receiver. Let me look down. I like Belton. Maybe you take Farmer here and get you a defensive tackle. Let me see. Mello Dotson is there at corner. I may have to take a corner. Let me look again, you guys. Jamari Harris is there. It's going to be interesting. I may take a defensive tackle here. Let me see defensive line. So Darius Alexander's still there. Look at edge. Stone. Linebackers. DB. Oh, boom. Taking Kobe. Reject all these. Go back to all. Remind you guys, this may not be a realistic draft. Okay, I'm just taking who's available. So stay tuned, because this looks like a crazy, in terms of namesake, this looks like a crazy, crazy, crazy draft so far. Let me see. Hold on real quick. Lewis says, this dude compared Malcolm Kuntz to Khalil Mack. You're going to get cooked. Who did that? Who did that? The only comparison that they have is they both play the same position and they went to Buffalo. Salute to Matt, my dog. Appreciate you, brother. Real talk, gifting 5 OLV Raiders Network memberships. My brother, I appreciate you so, so much. Salute to Matthew. All the new Green Dot Game members in the building, welcome. All right, let me get back to the draft. Go back to all. I might double dip here at wide receiver. I can use a linebacker. Let me see what we got so far. We got our quarterback. We got a Marion Hampton. We got a receiver there in the third. Got Donovan Jackson. I don't know how some of these guys fell this far. Trayvon Henderson's there in the fourth. Kobe in the fifth. So let's stay on the defensive side of the ball. You know what? I'm going to look one more time at O-line, because I may, if my guy is available down here, I may take a look. Okay, Xavier Truss is still there. All right, so Josh is gone. Damn. All right, let me see what wide receivers are available here. Nick Nash is available. We got that big body guy in Trey Harris, though. So if we took somebody, it'd probably be Ricky White still there. I may get a little creative here. Go get another. Go give Shedeur one of his guys. Give Shedeur one of his guys. Go to all. Damn, do I go Belton? RJ Harvey still available. Quincy Riley. We can use another. Let me see. I'm going to take me a linebacker here. I'm going to go get my guy at Notre Dame, Jack Kaiser. Reject all. What round are we in, you guys? Is this? All right, we're in the 6th. Jalen Reed is there. Let's see. Craig Woodson is there. I like that kid out of Cal. Safety's not really much of a need, though. We already got 2 running backs. We need a defensive tackle. Ty Hamilton's there. I'm going to take Dor Griffin. Go back to all. Reject all. Boom. Let's look at edge. Good old Stone Handy, you guys. There's not really a lot of edge talent available right here. Shit, I may take Jalen. I'm gonna take Jalen Reed here. Fuck it, man. All right, so here we go, you guys. Some of these names may not be realistic. We're just going off the mock itself. We got Shedeur there at 6, Amarion Hampton, Trey Harris, Donovan Jackson, 2 back-to-back Ohio State guys here in the 3rd and in the beginning of the 4th with Trayvon Henderson. So you got that double We double dipped their running back, got Hampton and Henderson. That's a mean 1-2 punch. Got Kobe Bryant there in a 5th, which I don't know if he'll even be available there out of Kansas. LeJontay Wester, man, you went and got one of Shedeur's favorite targets out there in Colorado, the speedster that can provide you some special teams, kick returner reps as well. Jack Kaiser, linebacker out of Notre Dame. That's one of my guys in this draft. I'm a Notre Dame guy. Thor Griffith, one of the more under-the-radar defensive linemen in this year's draft out of Louisville. You got Jalen Reed, safety out of Penn State. What do you guys think about this draft? What do you guys think about this draft here? Yeah, Rich, some of it was broken for sure. My money is on Jack Nelson and Holland Pierce for OG and tackle. Okay. Two monsters, huh? 2 monsters, huh? Well, which one is going to play guard? Which one's going to play guard, Mike? Jack Nelson? Which one's going to play guard at the next level? Because Holland Pierce is not playing guard. That's a big motherfucker, bro. He's playing tackle for sure. And I believe he was the starting left tackle for the Rutgers all year long out there. You want to try another one? You guys pick the mock. You guys pick the draft. You guys pick the website. You pick the website. I'll do it. You pick the website. I'll do it. What's the most realistic one to you guys? PFN? All right, let's do that. I like how we changed his name to Unceremoniously Black. There we go. All right, let's go to PFN. Boom, boom. All right. Go to 7. Fast. Raiders. Enter draft. Get rid of this. Boom. I'm telling y'all right now, some of these names that are going to be here, you may be shocked that I'm taking the same ones because I have there's certain talent in this draft that I'm really high on. So if they're available, I'm going that route. I'm not trading with the Chargers at all. Damn, Cam just went off the board. So the Jets moved up to 5. They moved up to 5. Okay, Jacksonville traded back, and Cam went to the Jets. Wow. So Shedeur went with number 1, Trey number 2, Will Campbell number 3 to the Giants. All right, Abdul Carter, Cam. All right, so we got Graham here, McMillan. We got Jeanty. These are the 3 names we definitely have to take a look at right here. And it's probably going to be Mason Graham. Why do the Chargers keep calling us, bro? No. Ooh, Walter Nolan is there at defensive tackle, but we just took one. Jahad Campbell is available there at linebacker. You know what I'm going to do here, you guys? I love Amarion Hampton and I love Trey Harris, but I'm going to go in a different direction here. I may have to stick with the defense. I would love to go Amarion here, but I'm going to go ahead and go get Jahad Campbell there in the second round. Bring you a young sideline to sideline linebacker. Reject this, and then I'm going to take Henderson in the third round. Chargers. Fuck out of here. All right, so here in the third round, I may have to get my wide receiver, and I'm looking at Higgins right there. I may have to take Higgins here, even though I would like to take a look at Tate Ratledge, but I'm going to get my wide receiver here in the third round, and I'm not going to play any games. I'm getting Jaden Higgins. Now, offense. Damn, I just missed out. Shit, I just missed out on Will Howard. Shit. I just missed out on Will Howard. I didn't even pay attention to that. Let me see. Best players available. Looking. I like Tyler Barron a lot, the edge rusher. I watched him really closely at the Shrine Bowl. That kid is a dog. I can get another defensive lineman here. Could you imagine Jordan Phillips coming in too with Mason Graham, but it's not necessarily a need. Let me see. Mason Graham, Jahad, Henderson, Higgins. I missed out on a quarterback there, man. I'm pissed. But there's still a ton of talent here, man. I may take Jordan Birch out of Oregon, add another edge rusher. Where do you think we go right here, you guys? I got to get an offensive lineman. See, I like my guy Josh Gray there. I like Luke Kandra a lot out of Cincinnati. You know what? I'm going to get me a guard here. And then what I'm going to do is reject this. I'm going to take Tyler there. Go back to all. This is where I'm going to double dip at running back. I'm going to get RJ Harvey there. Even though Devin Neal was down there. Let's see. Jimmy Horn Jr. is available. Xavier Truss. Wester's still available, so I can go get a speedster there. I'm going to go ahead and take him again. Even though Elijah Badger was there, that's my guy. And then I can use another defensive tackle. I can use a defensive lineman here. Let me see. I like this kid a lot. I watched him really closely at the Shrine. Donald Fortune. I'm going to go get me a corner here. And then, let me see. May have to double dip on some offensive line help. But I'm assuming that we're going to get another guy there in free agency as well. So I'm going to go get my guy Craig Woodson out of Cal at safety. All right. So it didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to at quarterback, you guys. But I'm going to go with Mason Graham here at 6. Shedeur was gone. Trav was gone. Cam was gone. The Jets moved up in front of us and got him. Jahad Campbell there at 37. So you got your linebacker of the future right there. You can pair him with, if you bring Spill back, if it's Tommy Eichenberg, whatever route you choose to go. If you bring Bobby Wagner in free agency, pair him with Jahad. Boom. Trayvon Henderson. Chip Kelly got his guy. Jaden Higgins, big body wide receiver out of Iowa State. Like that kid a lot. Luke Kandra, the guard out of Cincinnati, one of my better guards in this year's class that you can find in those middle to later rounds. Tyler Shuck, Louisville quarterback, a guy that is really starting to go up a lot of guys' draft boards. He was available there at 144. Took RJ Harvey at 182. So you pair him right there with Henderson, 1-2 punch. Add them to that running back group with Sincere and Dylan Laube. I think it's a nice running back group. You get LeJontay Wester, the speedster out of Colorado. Have him and Trey Tucker be that 1-2 punch, at wide receiver. I like that. I think that'd be a nice little Wester and Trey Tucker. Okay. You add them to Jacoby and Brock and Michael Mayer, and then potentially go get another one in free agency, one of the veteran guys. O'Donnell Fortune, another guy that's kind of flying under the radar in this year's draft at the cornerback position out of South Carolina. Once again, I watched him really closely at the Shrine Bowl. I think he has some potential. I think he's a good prospect out of South Carolina. Then you add Craig Woodson, safety, kind of did the same thing that we did last year. Trey Taylor, seventh round guy. Craig Woodson can add some special teams value and a kid that can go out there and fight for potentially some safety reps at the safety position as well. So kind of missed out on the quarterback spot. I wish I didn't go Jaden Higgins there and I took Will Howard. I wasn't really paying attention, but Tyler's a stud too. So we'll see where he goes. But with this draft, you guys, we're going out and paying Sam Darnold, or you're bringing in Aaron Rodgers. You're bringing in a veteran guy in free agency. Remember, free agency is before the draft. So remember that we have a whole free agency period. Let's just say you got Aaron or Sam Darnold. Let's just say you went out there and paid Trey Smith. You know what I mean? Like, you got to remember that. You got to kind of take that into consideration when you do these drafts. So there you have it. But not mad about this. I like the first draft a lot better, even though to me it wasn't logical. Shedeur, Hampton. Who else did we go right there? Trey Harris, Trayvon Henderson, Donovan Jackson. I mean, that was an insane draft, which I don't think is really realistic at this point. But yeah, man, there we go. But other than that, man, you guys, let me get out of here. I got to go get ready to go pick up my boys from school. And we got some other things going on tonight, family-wise. Salute to everybody here in the building. As always, if anything drops, any news, if I get any tidbits from Henderson or any of my people around the league, I'll make sure to do some, go live and give you guys it first. Also, we will be doing some pre-recorded stuff. We're going to keep our sleeper series going, you guys. I got a few sleepers I'm going to do some pre-recorded shorts for on YouTube. So stay tuned for that. But other than that, man, love and appreciate every single one of you guys. As always, thank you guys so much for continuously supporting what me and my channel and me and my guys do as a whole, man. Real talk. Love, love, love. You guys have a phenomenal weekend. See y'all soon.
That's what I'm talking about.